crafts, and it can be a great addition to a miniature cleaning set dollhouse or just as a fun decorative item. So gather your materials, find a comfortable workspace, and let's get started. First, let's look at what we'll need for this project. You'll need colored paper, gray, black, or any bright color you like to represent the body of the vacuum. You'll also need scissors glue, a ruler, and a pencil. Optionally colored markers or pencils can be used to add detailed shadows and accents, making your vacuum look more realistic. Let's begin by creating the main body of the vacuum cleaner. Take a sheet of paper and draw a rectangle about 12 centimeters long and 6 centimeters wide. This will form the base of the vacuum. Carefully cut it out along the lines with your scissors. Once you've cut the rectangle, gently fold up the sides to form a shallow box shape. This will represent the vacuum's main body. Apply glue along the edges and press firmly so it holds its shape. Next, let's make the top section of the vacuum. Take another rectangle of paper slightly smaller than the main body, maybe 10 centimeters long and 5 centimeters wide. Cut it out and glue it on top of the main body. This raised section will create the appearance of a motor housing, just like a real vacuum cleaner. Make sure it's centered neatly and holds firmly in place. Now let's add the hose attachment. Take a thin strip of paper about 1 centimeter wide and 15 centimeters long. Roll it tightly to form a small cylinder. This will be the vacuum hose. Glue one end to the front or side of the vacuum body and allow the rest of the hose to bend naturally. You can also slightly flatten the hose at the end to represent the vacuum nozzle. This small detail makes your craft look much more realistic and interactive. Next, let's create the wheels for the vacuum. Cut 4 small circles from black or gray paper about 1 centimeter in diameter each. Glue 2 circles on each side of the vacuum body. These represent the wheels, allowing the vacuum to roll across a floor. You can even add tiny gray or silver circles in the center of each wheel to make them look more detailed. Now let's add the handle. Cut a strip of paper about 1 centimeter wide and 8 to 10 centimeters long. Fold it into a small L shape, then glue one end to the top of the vacuum body. This will act as the handle. If you like, you can slightly curve the strip for a more realistic look, just like the handles on real vacuum cleaners. Next, let's decorate the body of the vacuum. You can use colored markers or pencils to draw buttons, switches, or vents on the top of the vacuum. Maybe add a small logo or sticker on the side to make it look like a branded appliance. Little details like this make your paper craft come alive and look much more professional. Now let's make the vacuum nozzle a bit more realistic. Cut a small rectangle of paper about 3 centimeters long and 1 centimeter wide. Roll it into a tiny tube and attach it to the end of the hose. This represents the part that touches the floor. You can fan out the end slightly or trim it to create a realistic shape. Optional, add a few tiny lines with a marker to give the appearance of bristles or suction vents. At this point, let's add some shading and dimension. Use a pencil or colored markers to lightly shade areas of the vacuum, especially around the hose wheels and top edges. This will make your paper vacuum look three-dimensional and give it a polished, finished appearance. Next, consider adding extra features for realism. Some vacuum cleaners have a dust bag, a retractable cord, or a switch panel. You can cut tiny rectangle strips or circles of paper to simulate these features. Glue them in the right positions and use your markers to add tiny details like screws or buttons. These small touches make a big difference in the final look. Now, let's place our paper vacuum in a miniature cleaning scene. You can pair it with your paper broom mop bucket and cleaning rag. Maybe position the hose as if it's actively cleaning the floor, or place the vacuum near the bucket and mop for a realistic setup. This makes the craft interactive and adds storytelling potential to your miniature scene. Before we finish, let's carefully review our work. Are all the parts glued securely? Is the hose attached neatly? Are the wheels even and the handle straight? If necessary, add a little extra glue, adjust the hose position, or trim the edges to make everything perfect. Taking these small steps ensures your vacuum looks professional and ready for display. And there we have it, your very own paper vacuum cleaner. It's detailed, fun, and full of charm. From simple materials, paper, scissors, and glue, you've created a miniature appliance that looks realistic and adds character to any papercraft scene. Thank you so much for crafting along with me today. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with friends who love paper crafts. Stay tuned for more fun projects, maybe a paper washing machine dustpan or full cleaning kit to complement today's vacuum cleaner. Remember, every small fold cut and added detail counts. With paper and creativity, you can turn everyday objects into miniature works of art. See you in the next video, and as always, happy crafting, everyone!